My name is Benedicta Apoma, and I'm a Bankimun scholar studying at the MCI. My SDG Micro project was on sexual reproductive health for refugee women in Iglis camp in Innsbruck, Austria. The United Nations Organization for Sexual Reproductive Health and Rights defines sexual reproductive health as a state of complete physical, social, and mental well-being in all matters pertaining to the reproductive system, including having a safe and satisfying sex life, the capacity to reproduce, and the liberty to decide when and how often to do so. The WHO, on the other hand, has said that refugee women are more predisposed to unwanted pregnancies, abortions, and other reproductive complications more than women of the host population. According to the UN women account for almost half of the 244 million migrants and half of the 19.6 million refugees globally. Women are said to leave their countries of origin for a number of reasons, ranging from escaping poverty, devastation, war and conflict, to improving their livelihood. In the countries of destination, religious and socio-economic factors can prevent women refugees from acquiring or applying the knowledge of sexual reproductive health that they have, and this can also go a long way to influence their access of such services. Now, my project is based on SDG 3, which is good health and well-being, specifically target 3.7, which talks about universal access to sexual reproductive care, family planning, and education. Considering the interconnectedness of the UN SDGs, other SDGs are actually implicated, and that's SDG 4, which talks about quality education, SDG 10, which talks about reduced inequalities, and by this we're talking about the vulnerable populations such as refugee women and the host population. So yes, SDG 10 is implicated, and SDG 5, which talks about gender equality. According to the World Bank, Austria has almost achieved universal health care. Now, I thought it was important to mention this because my project was done in Austria. And so the bottom line is that refugee women in Austria actually have access to healthcare, and not just healthcare, but reproductive healthcare services. Research has shown that by increasing access to sexual reproductive health services together with sex education that is tailored to the economic, social, and cultural context of the participants, that this can actually increase utilization of such services. And that's why my project focuses on creating a workshop that increases conversations amongst refugee women around the topic, and this can include demystifying the topic and reducing the culture of shame or hush culture around the sexual reproductive health topic. Now, this brings us to what really my project is about. My project involved visiting camps. I had to visit 2 camps and eventually decided on working with the Iglis camp because the Iglis camp plays host to only women and their children. And then I had to pay 2 to 3 visits just to visit, to be able to build trust, to create a bond between I and these women, to enable them open up on such a sensitive topic as sexual reproductive health. And what I did next was also to create conversations with not only the refugee women, but their social workers around the topic. And then I also had to think of introducing incentives because not all the women were willing to partake of the project. So the women who partook of the project each had a hygiene pack containing sanitary pads, hand sanitizers, some chocolates, and some gifts just as an incentive. The WHO in 2014 created a framework for ensuring human rights in the provision of contraceptive information and services. Now, this framework ensures that the background, such as the cultural, social, or religious background of a vulnerable population like the refugee women are taken into context. The idea is to increase their acceptance or utilization of such services in their country of destination. What are the next steps for my project? I intend doing my master's thesis on the same topic with the Management Center Innsbruck. So fingers crossed for that. So I'll end my pitch with this quote by former UN Secretary General late Kofi Annan, and I will end by saying that if we want to achieve sustainable development goals or the healthy society that we envisage, then the health, not only health but sexual reproductive health of refugee women need to be prioritized with a special focus on their human rights. Thank you.